Hey folks, this is Vincent Adeli with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Sunkenland. Now, I did release a video a couple of weeks ago. It was a very quick first impressions kind of thing, but this is a game that her and I have been playing, I don't want to say religiously, but we've been playing it a lot to the point where we actually got close to endgame content. I don't know how much more there is, but we did get fairly far and we built a pretty good base. And I just wanted to quickly show you what that was like before save files got wiped. According to the Steam updates, there is a major patch coming that is going to be introducing a lot of cool things. A new weapon crafting system, for example, changes to how you progress in the game, dedicated server support, things like that. So you can read all about that on the Steam update section on the Steam store page. But I'm going to go ahead and load up my character, and in case you didn't watch the previous video, you can create a character and you can host or join a server. There are limited server settings that you can deal with. Like, you can set up the server kind of the way you want to, but I wish it were a bit more than what it is. You can change enemy difficulty, enemy garrison amount, enemy raid frequency, survival difficulty. There is a friendly fire toggle that you can turn on or off, share research, share flag, share spawn bed, that kind of thing. Also, loot respawn. This is very good for those of you that don't want to wait for things to respawn. And you can even change that stuff after the fact. So if you create a server and you don't like a particular setting, you can like quit, then go back to modify here at the screen and then change it, then reload it, and then all your settings are changed. So you're not locked into a particular way of playing once you create a server. So I really like that. I like how flexible that is. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start game here, and I will send Idly an invite shortly. Idly, what did you think of the game so far? Do you have any compliments, complaints? Like, what have you...
I really like this game so far. It's a little janky, but
Janky.
it is, but it's actually quite fun. Um, Regarding our comment about the server, that's actually one of the new updates that they're coming out with is for more control. They're coming out with dedicated server support. It says that they're just gonna have the option to set up your own game server, but I'm assuming that you're gonna have even more options available to you. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
I look forward to that because I want to
Mhm.
see more content.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Uh, I
So
did not get an invite.
I am about to send you one.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Invite Steam friend, invite, there we go. But I loaded in the water, which is weird. Like, I didn't load in my bed.
Mm.
A
I
lot...
load in the water when
Really?
I quit accidentally, like while running at the same time.
Yeah, see, I usually load right into the base where I last logged out, but this time I didn't do that. It's weird.
Mm.
So this is the starter island, folks. This is, again, for those of you that don't know, and wow, it seems like all of our progress... This is weird.
Is it gone?
Well, the question marks, they're all question marks. All the points of interest are question marks again, for whatever reason. It's like some of the game got reset
Mm.
while our base still exists. It's just weird. We have all the boats. We have the fishing nets out front. We've got, I mean, we've got our base still, but it's just weird. Like, all the points of interest are now question marks again. So, like I said, this game is still early access, so, you know,
Yeah.
it's disheartening because we put a lot of work into this place. Between the aquarium, the water filters and stuff like that, all these freaking easels. You can find things in the environment, loot, and just start making your own little room, which is kind of
Hmm.
cool. And we're also... I was working on a second story before we logged out last time, so that's why there's this big gaping hole here. Oh, there you are. You just... Is that you?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry,
Okay,
that's me.
I just saw someone driving off in a boat. I'm like, okay, well, I guess she's here. So
I
yeah,
was actually going to go to all the question marks and see if they changed anything. Like,
okay. Was there a recent patch that I missed? Because like I don't
um,
remember there being a patch, but
it says major update in progress.
okay.
There's a major update, exciting new areas to explore, game rebalancing,
But that's
ton of
coming
new
up. That's not
content.
like there hasn't been a patch yet, but it's coming. Is
Well,
what it
well,
sounds like.
Well, yeah, it said mid. Yeah, that's true. But this was posted on November 5th.
Oh, I lost all my. Oh, I wonder if I wonder if I loaded my solo character.
Oh, maybe you did because it says DGA solo.
Okay, that might be what I did. Okay, well, I don't have any of my equipment, unfortunately, but yeah, normally I'd have a lot of cool stuff, but I'll just
Did you
quick.
want to reload it?
No, that's okay. I'll
Okay.
quickly. This is again for the folks at home that just want to see some of the content before all gets wiped.
Mhm.
There's so many different things you can do in this game, like gun parts. There's ammo. I there's just so much stuff. Like we had to create so many chests. There is planting in this game, but none of it's really self-sustainable except for the cotton. It seems like every time we harvest cotton, we get a lot more seeds than
Mhm.
what we started with, which is good, but all the other stuff is not sustainable, meaning we don't get the exact number of seeds back. Crafting stations, there's like forges that you can smelt ore. There's like iron and there's copper. And yes, she named all of these chests herself. If there's
Sorry.
if there's no exclamation points after the word, then she didn't name it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there's football helmets. Like there's so much stuff that you can craft. We pretty much unlocked all the different things. Air tanks, you have to manually pump these. I'm really hoping in the future for equipment that auto does this for you. I hate having to come back here, load the tanks, and manually hold E to pump the air back into the tank. It's just annoying, especially when you've got 2 or 3 tanks. And I would love to see more oxygen tank options. There's only the one, and it depletes very quickly. So I'd love to see upgraded tanks so that you can be underwater for a lot longer than what you are. Um,
Yeah, I feel like this game could definitely use a little bit more. Like so far, while I am having fun with the game and the grind is really relaxing, it just doesn't feel as fleshed out as it could be. It's definitely no arc. It doesn't feel like you can make a lot of progress to me, at least.
mhm.
Um, like there's a lot of decoration, sure, but it just feels like you're throwing it in the base. It doesn't feel like an actual progressing to make your base look really big and bad. You know what, you know?
Right. Another issue I had was enemies attacking your base. Now you can turn this off, like I said, but I like base defense, but there's no further customization. It's like either it's off or it's like low, medium, high. Even on low, I noticed that over time, the enemies get more and more powerful. And the last attack that we had, there was a good 10 or 15 of them with guns.
Hmm.
And I mean, it took everything I had with my guns to take them out while Idly was out and away. So, like, my point is, I wish there was a way to further customize that aspect of it. I want it on low, but I also want to customize it further to say, okay, limit NPCs to 5. So up to 5 NPCs can attack your base, and that's it. Or maybe
Hmm.
limit their technology. Only clubs, like they can only have like basic stuff, or like there are different factions in the world. So, like this faction only uses clubs and crossbows. This faction uses assault rifles. This faction uses this. I would maybe love to limit who can attack you, just to avoid that escalating thing. And if there is escalation, which there is, I wish I can further customize that. Maybe like every 30 days, that's what it escalates. I wish I could tell the program I want the game to escalate the difficulty, but only by this amount of days. You know what I mean? That makes any sense. So I
Hmm.
can control exactly how long it takes before it starts escalating to the next faction level. But the underwater element itself is fun. I really can't show you that because my character doesn't have any air tanks. But I mean, the underwater part is really cool. This part gets a little janky sometimes, especially when you're trying to attack a shark, or if you're trying to attack a marlin or something for its food. Like the impacts just don't register properly sometimes underwater. Like I'll swing at it and I'm like, did I hit it? Like there's no force feedback to really know if I actually hit it or not. So I would love like my crosshair or like reticle or something to like change into an X briefly, like other first person shooters do, so that it's like some feedback as to whether or not I actually hit it. Or maybe that that thunk sound that you hear in a game that where you're hitting stuff, like just so I know that I'm hitting it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like you said, there is a bit of jankiness in this, but I love the survival element. I love the base building. Um, just it was just fun putting up all these different barricades and barbed wires, the lighting, going out collecting resources, coming back. I sincerely hope the server settings in the future allow you to control the amount of resources you get from collection, like in Ark. In Ark Survival Evolved, you could punch a tree and get like 70 wood. You know what I mean? Like you
Hmm.
could set the server to do that. I'm sincerely hoping that at some point the game allows you to do this here because this game is very grindy.
Hmm.
It took a long time to do everything that we just did.
Yeah. And I hope that they find a way to control day or night. I just don't like the nighttime. I could care less.
I'd love to be able to shorten the nighttime. I mean, yes, you can sleep in a bed, but what I don't like about that is if you've slept recently, it won't let you sleep. So
Hmm.
the bed is not like you can sleep after 5 p.m. It's more of a bed that if you've slept in the last 12 hours, then you can't sleep or something to that effect. I wish it would just after 5 o'clock every day give us the option to sleep if we want to.
Hmm.
Even if we've recently rested, like just give us the option to bypass the nighttime because it's sometimes it's awful, especially like at night you really can't dive and do anything because you're freezing to death. So there's no real point to going out unless you're on a boat, and even then I can't see Jack anyway. So like there's really no reason to go out at night. So I would again strive home. I wish the server options would allow, make night 10% and daytime 90%, something like that, so that just to bypass the night altogether. I like the nighttime, don't get me wrong. It allows me to like decorate and put up roofs and the like I'm trying to do here. But there's really no point for me going any further because like I said, the save files are probably going to wipe with the most recent update coming up. So
Hmm.
but yeah,
I am glad they're updating it. I feel like this game definitely needs a bit more fleshed outness.
fleshed outness,
Yes.
yes.
I still think Stranded Deep is slightly better. Um, in my opinion, I think Long Dark is way better. Um, but this game is really fun and really relaxing in an exploration type of
Hmm.
sense. It ain't no Subnautica. That's for
No,
sure.
it's not Subnautica, but I love how freeform the building is in this.
Hmm.
Like Ark Survival Evolved, the building in that game was incredibly frustrating sometimes. We spent like 3 days trying to create some kind of base that our pets that we tamed, our sharks, didn't just swim off and die. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? In this game, okay, let's just put down this foundation. Boom, done. And it'll automatically, like in most cases, like it just puts it down. No fuss. Um,
Yeah, you still need pillars though in order to get the stairs right. I'm not too impressed with the building. I still think Conan is probably the most superior with its building options.
yeah, Conan
Um,
has physics though, where you can turn it off,
yeah.
but like if you build too high, things can crumble.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. I love Conan's thing because you can turn that off. You can
Hmm.
build like a hovering station if you like. Um, but like again, though, this game doesn't really have a lot of variation that I've seen compared to other surviving build bases type of games. So it's just scrap and wood, right? And maybe like other types of things, but it's just I don't know, it's very lackluster to me. Um,
It's a lot of this. My complaint really is
mhm.
ammo. Like I'm having a hard time getting that.
Yeah.
Like if you want to, like you can loot bodies for ammo. Don't get me wrong, and you can loot bases for ammo. But I wish that the points of interest on the map actually said what items you would typically find
Hmm.
at that location. Like I know the police station has police cars, and these police cars typically have ammo. They've got barrels of gasoline, different things. Like the police station is my go-to because it has a lot of
Hmm.
weaponry.
Yep.
But I wish that on the mini map or on the map rather, it actually had like some sort of toggable thing where it said these are the items that you'll probably find here. Just so I
Yes.
wouldn't have to alt tab and wiki it because I'm gonna wiki it anyway if I'm trying
Hmm.
to find something specific. So why not have it in game? It just makes
Hmm.
sense.
And it's a set map, like it's not procedurally generated.
Hmm.
So that's kind of really unfortunate because once you memorize like where things are, you know where everything is,
Hmm.
and it's just like it kind of ruins that fun for me.
Yeah.
The big thing, at least for me, this huge selling point are is the whole water thing. Like, I think it is so cool that everything just got flooded and you see like the top of a Ferris wheel, the top of water towers. To me, that is like good horror material, you
Right.
know?
Hmm.
And I'm thinking every time I play this, I think of Kevin Costner just like by my side.
Waterworld.
Yes,
Yeah.
exploring with me, and it is so amazing. I wish there was more storms. I wish there were waves. The water does not scare me as much as other games, which is really
It's weird.
there's some, yeah, it is
You're
kind of weird.
terrified of, like, when we first played Ark together, you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even look at the water from the beach because you were
Yeah.
that scared. And when I got you onto a raft and that giant megalodon or whatever was coming after us, you were screaming bloody murder. Here
Yeah.
it's like I think the issue with this game is the water is 100% clear and not murky at all, so you can kind of see things for miles.
Yeah.
Whereas in Ark, like, the water is pretty murky and it's hard to see things from far away underwater, so you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what's coming up. That
Yeah.
might be
Like
part of it, but I don't know.
it might be. The sharks and the hammerheads, they look like clip art kind of. So I'm
Hmm.
not too scared of them, but it is kind of freaky when all of a sudden one pops up right next to you, giving you like a little cat head bump by
Yeah.
accident. But what's nice is that eventually when you're able to swim faster or get equipment that makes you swim faster, um, then it's easy to run away from the sharks. So then I don't get scared anymore.
Hmm.
And it's like, no, no, you can't get me. So I don't know. There's some missing with this game, and I think it's either the horror aspect or something with the graphics or something with the base building, the mechanics. Something's missing with this game, and I've yet to put my finger on it. But at the same time, I am having a lot of fun with this game. If it wasn't Waterworld themed, um, I would probably play something else for a longer time. And I'm just grateful that it has multiplayer because it actually is a ton of fun with friends and family.
It's 10 times more fun. I would honestly, if I know that you don't like to play it all the time. If
Hmm.
they weren't going to wipe files, I would play the solo as well, just so that
Hmm.
I can make my own base and try out different things. Like the way we have our base right now, it's still possible for them to, like, get on our dock and through and stuff. I'd
Hmm.
try different base combinations to prevent them from even reaching my base, kind of like in
Hmm.
7 days, like see what works and see what doesn't. But I
Hmm.
love our current setup and I hate to see it go. Another complaint that I have is there's no setting. Everything respawns in this game, including enemies. Like there are islands on the points of interests that you can, like, enemy islands, for example, Radio Island. If you clear that island of the enemy faction, they will just respawn there. So you really can't set up a second base of operations or an outpost because they're just going to spawn and murder it. So, like, I
Hmm.
wish there was a way to disable enemies from respawning so that there's a clear goal end game. Like, as of right now, there's really no end game because stuff just keeps respawning indefinitely. Whereas I
Yeah.
wish there was a way, like, all right, my goal is I'm going to kill every last faction on the map. At least that would give me something to work toward. Right now, with stuff constantly respawning, like, well, what's the point? Other than creating this gigantic base and then I'm just sitting pretty waiting for the next attack. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to disable that or to mess with that as well. But I'm having a great time with this, and this is a game I want to play it. I really do, but I'm also am wary of the patch coming up. Like, why bother putting 10 more hours into this when it's just gonna all be for naught anyway.
Hmm.
But when the new patch comes out, I will definitely play it. But this video's gone on pretty long. But do you have anything else to add, or I mean,
No, it's a fun game. I it's an easy recommend. Um, Despite its little quirks here and there, negative quirks, it has more positive than negatives to me.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here. We both approve of this game. Looking forward to new content. It's early access, so keep in mind things are gonna change, but at least I'll have, at least for me, I'll have a memory of what our base looked like before it gets wiped. Sad.
Mhm.
Hashtag sad.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, this is Vincent Idley. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.